Today I want to talk to you about a great online, free to use tool to help your children do their homework. I'm sure that you have had that homework sheet home from school and they've wanted to put something together on the computer and they've started off using Word or something like that, and they want to put pictures and text together and it's not quite working, and then they're starting to get really frustrated. Well, I've got this great online tool which is a professional tool, but it's really easy to use, that children can use it basically, and adults if you want to use it yourself. I recently used it with my 7-year-old and he found it really easy to use. All he was doing an animals project where he had to put some pictures of animals and write their names and write what the names of the animals were in a different language, and we put this all together in this online tool. So I've put together a collection of clips for you to see just how easy it is to create something that looks really pretty and is professional, will help teach your kid basic design skills, also how to use some online software, which I think will be really beneficial for them moving forwards too. So I hope you enjoy. So the name of this tool is Canva, canva.com, and it's a great resource for designing anything really. I use it a lot for designing different graphics for social media, different downloads for my blog and things, but we're going to look at specifically helping your child create their homework. So let's just start with a simple A4 document. And you click on that, and here you come through and you see a screen like this. Here's your page that you will be putting your child's homework on. You have a menu bar here of different things that you can add to your page. When you click on these, you'll see the things come up here that you can use. Now some of these items are free, you can see here. Some of them you have to pay $1 for. Now no one really wants to pay to do their children's homework, so I would suggest just choosing the free. This is a template, so I'm just going to choose this template. It's free, it's fairly basic, and you can add or take away elements if they're not particularly useful. I mean, that's going to look pretty darn professional for a child's homework, but you might not want, like for example, let's just take off this, and you can just click on it and I can bin it. So there's a bin up here, I can just bin it, delete element. Okay, so I have let's try and recreate something, for example, that I created with my son the other day. We had homework where he had to find some pictures of animals and write the name of the animals in Spanish. So what we did is we came into Canva, we created our page, we went to elements. Now in Canva they have this thing called free photos. There's a lot of photos in Canva that you can pay like $1 for use professionally. But there's also a big selection of these free images, which is great for your children's homework because they don't have to go and look on other sites, don't have to Google them or whatever. Of course you might not find what you need, but there's a good basic selection. So for example, there's a picture of a wolf. Now I've just picked up that picture, dragged it over to this image box. It's got a filter on it, I think, so I'm going to take the filter off just to make it nice. It's not black and white anymore. So I can change this text. So I've clicked on this text box here. I double click, then I can change this text to animals. Up here you have a list of fonts. There's a whole heap of different fonts, which is great fun for the kids to choose what they want to use. I would suggest just choosing a particular one font for consistency's sake, but kids, they like to be creative. So you can also change the size here. This is your size panel. You can also change the colour, so you can choose anything from the default palette, or if you click here you've got a nice colour wheel and you can change it around, change the depth here, do it in blue, click off, and there you go, there's your animals in blue. You've got bold here, you've got italics, you can send text align it, so you can put it center, you can put it to the left or to the right. You can have it in capitals or not capitals. Here you can put it in a bullet list. You don't want that for the title, obviously. And then you've got spacing. If you want to get fancy with your spacing, you can change your letter spacing. Woo, look at that. Animals, stretchy, stretchy. Or if you've got more than one line, you can change the line height as well. So I've put in my animals for my animals project. Now I can leave the date. I could put the date in there for my homework if I wanted. I could put the author, so I could put by Abby Partridge. There we go. Down here you have this little graphic box where you can click on and you can go in closer, or you can go away. So you could put in this one animal names and in English and Spanish. Now we should have capitals. Obviously this might take a little longer with your 7-year-old, it did with mine. And then down here we've got this text box. So another thing that you can do is you can change the size of your text boxes. Because this is in a template, it hasn't got, I can only move it one dimensional, so I'm actually going to delete that text box. I don't want that text box. And I'm going to show you another way to create a text box underneath. So you come over here to text. Now you can use all of these sort of fancy pre-designed type of texts, but I wouldn't suggest that. Not for homework. It always gets a bit confusing. This is really simple selection here. You could choose a heading, you could choose a subheading, you could just add a little bit of body text. And as you see, as I've just clicked those, they've all appeared over here on the screen. So I'm just going to move that down here, move that down here, down here. So it gives you even like levels of headings that are pre-decided, so you don't even have to change the size up here if you don't want to. So I'm gonna I don't want a heading, I don't want a subheading, I just want a little bit of body text. So I'm going to double click in there and then write, I think that's a wolf. So I could write English wolf and then Spanish. I'm not even sure actually what the animal is, but I can go back and find out, go and Google it and then come back and add it. So what you can do with your text box is you can stretch it. Now the great thing about this tool is that it will, you see this little purple dotted line that's appeared on the edge of the text box, it will automatically align with other elements on the page, which is, if you are a designer, alignment is everything. It's just centered that up for you. So you can put that wherever you want it, put it down here, or you could put it underneath the picture, however you want it. So that's sort of your first page. Okay, doesn't look amazing, but it looks great for homework. Now if you wanted, you could make this more of a front cover rather than a normal page. So I'm going to take that out again, bin that element. I'm going to click on this photo and make it larger. So what you can do is you can resize your image. Say you want a nice big image to cover your entire cover. There you go, you've got a nice big image of the wolf sitting in the cover. So it looks a bit more like a front cover of homework. It's always quite nice for children. So you've done your first page. You want to put some more pages into your booklet. So you can either click here, which is add a new page, or you can click here, which is to copy this page. So if you copy the page, what happens is that you get exactly the same elements on the previous page on the next page, which is really useful if you want a consistent sort of page layout design throughout your document. I don't want the front cover the same throughout, so I'm just going to bin that again, and I'm going to add a new page, and then this will be my inside layout that I will then copy throughout the document. Now, okay, so I've got my second page here for my inside of my booklet on animals, and I want the page to look like I've got a big picture of my animal up here, a text box around here to say in English and Spanish what the name of the animal is. So what I'm going to do, what you could do is you can go over here and choose a fancy layout, and that might be better for secondary school pupils. They might want to find a free layout in there that looks a bit more designed, but I'm just doing something really basic. So I'm going to go back into my elements. Now I could just go into the photos, choose a photo like the wolf I used on the cover. Here we go, here's a bear, and drag it over and put it here, and that would be fine. But what we're going to find is that because the images over here are all different sizes, when I drag it over here and stretch it to fill the width, it might be a different height on the page, and I really want something a little bit more consistent in the layout. So leaving the free photos alone to start with, let's just get rid of that there. I'm going to come over to these free elements again, and I'm going to choose grids this time. Now that will give me a whole lot of, these are different types of image layouts. So I just want to click the first one, which is a photo box. I can make this any size you can see that I want, and what I'm going to want is to have it sort of the whole top third to half of the page. I think that's what I want, something like that. So I've got my photo box. I'm going to go back into free photos. Let's find that picture of the bear again. Now when I drag the image over this time, if I drag it over and put it on top, can you see what happens there? It goes to fill the image box. It doesn't just plonk it down, it actually fits it to the image box in the page. So there we have my bear. I want to write some text underneath, so I'm going to go text. Let's use the subheading because I want it to be slightly bigger. Keep it in the middle maybe, and I'm going to write bear, or maybe I write in English it's bear, and in Spanish I'm not sure what it is again, but I can go to Google and check and come back. I could leave that there. Now, if I want to leave that as a sort of heading centralized, or I could move the text box over here and change the alignment so that it's on the side. Now, I've got all this space underneath, so if I wanted to write a little bit more, add a body text box. And look, I move it over here, and look, you see the purple lines of alignment? It's aligning that up, so we've got a nice, neat margin that's the same size. I love this tool, it's great. So I'm going to click in there. You could write something like there's like honey. They live in the woods in Canada. You can see it's centralised. I can go up here again, alignment to the left so it looks a bit more like normal text. Column on that side. So there I have my basic page layout. Now I want each, for consistency's sake and to make it look lovely and very professional, I want this layout on every page inside my booklet. So I'm going to come over here, copy this page, and yeah, I have exactly the same page as my third page here. Now obviously I don't want the same content, I want to find a different animal, so I'm going to come back over here, go to my elements again, which free photos is still up. Now let's see if they've got any more pictures of animals. Oh look, there's a tiger there, and it's free. I'm going to drag it over, click and drag it over. Oh, it's not going into the text box. Let me click on that text box, picture box, sorry. Drag it over and look, see, it's automatically, magically fitted into the image box at the top of the page. Now you can see this image, the top of the tiger's head is slightly cut off. Now this might not bother your 7-year-old, but it might bother you, or it might bother a secondary school child doing their homework, and they might want more of the tiger's head in. So another way you can do this is if you double click again on your image in the box, you will get this come up. Now I can move, because there's more of the photo that's been cropped off outside of your photo box on the page, you can move your photo around so that it fits the area of the photo that you want inside your picture box. So I've got my tiger's ears sitting in that image photo box. Come up here and I go click, yes, and look. See, I've got my tiger's head and his ears are actually showing in the box now. I come down here, change my text to tiger, go away to Google, find out what the Spanish is, find some interesting facts about tigers, and write a bit there. There's my second page. So now I have my front cover, I have my first page and my second page. Now I've been a little bit inconsistent with my font usage. You might want to tidy that up so we are consistent in our use of the fonts that we use throughout. Of course, if they're children, they are going to get creative and use anything that they really want to. But I'm a bit fussy like this, so I'm going to just change all of my fonts there to the same. So I've got my fonts right, I've got my text boxes, everything's in the right place again, and then I'm going to copy again, get a new page. Let's just show you what I did again. So elements, let's see if there's more free photos. Is that an image there of an animal? Oh, it's a bear again, I don't need a bear. It looks like a wolf again. So there might not be any more animals in the free images to use. In that case, here's a cat, look. No, back, I want to click on this first so that I know that it's going to fit into that box. I'm going to drag over, and there we go. Change this to cat. And let's get that cats. And there we have it. I hope I've shown you how to create a really basic layout, but something that looks pretty, that your primary school child will be able to do themselves. That's the important thing, in a really basic design tool. And as you can see, it's very easy to put images and text boxes together on a layout that looks good, easy to read, and it's really easy to use. And they can learn also some basic sort of how to use software design tools, how to use different fonts, how to change sizes, alignment, and to add pictures into text boxes. Really, that's it. So if you have any questions, do email me and I'll see what I can do. Oh, one more final thing. Up here is the title of your design. Now, that title has come from the template that we chose at the beginning. So I'm going to change that to Animals in Spanish Project. And you can see that's the title of your project. So you've used all the free photos in Canva and you want to find some more nice images for your child's homework. I show you one of the free resources that I've found, which is great for professional use. It's some great free photos, royalty free. You don't have to pay for them. You don't have to credit the photographer. They're really, it's a great resource. So for homework, let's see what other animals we can possibly find here. So I've just typed animals, and there's a nice photo of a puppy. Nice photo of a zebra. Let's go with a zebra. So I'm going to download my photo. Let's come down here to my downloads. I'm going to go back into my Canva project. And I want to use photos that I've taken at home or photos, for example, from Unsplash. How do I get them into Canva? Well, down here in your menu bar again, you've got uploads. You click in here, you can upload your own images or just drag them from your desktop. See, Canva is like the easiest design tool ever. So what I could do is just drag it from my download onto there, and look, it's uploading. Now we had great fun because I'm not sure whether Canva still do this, but when I did this with my son, sometimes when it's taking a while to upload, a little duck swims by on the water, or a submarine, but I'm not sure whether they've taken it off. I think they might have taken it off. Yeah, it's not there anymore. Anyway, waiting for that just to upload. Da, 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 da. Takes a while. It's probably quite a big image, so it takes a while to upload, depending on your broadband speed or whatever. And see, it's finished, so now it's uploaded. So I want to put this image, I want to use this image in my front cover, so I can click on my picture box here, I can drag it into here, and as you can see, it's put the image right on the front cover instead. Now, that zebra doesn't look quite right, looks like it's not really central, so again, what I'm going to do, double click, no, it's not right. Might be because that image is quite large. Oh, there we go. I can move it like that. There we have it. So now I have my animals project finished. So it says up here it's got unsaved changes. It does automatically save as you go, but what you can do just to check is to go up here to File and Save. All changes saved. Got my title. I'm ready to print it or email it to my teacher if they're fancy like that. So in this download box you have options of what you want to download it as. If you're going to print it, I would just stick with the PDF print, download it, get this nice quote, which is inspiring quote as it's downloading it for you, and there it is, downloading right there into my download. That will be in your downloads folder on your computer, and then you already have these options here. You could email it to your teacher, or you can just go and open it and print it on your home computer. So there you have it. I hope you can now make some fantastic homework with your kids.